Every week about this time, we talk a little politics. It is time for Party Scoopers, and we have Craig Robinson in the studio with us right now as we're getting set for more flurries of activity today. It's another busy day politically.
Yes.
Yeah, four contests tonight on the Republican side. Michigan is the big one to watch. And then you have Mississippi, Idaho, and
Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. And so really what this is kind of like a buffet where we have four candidates in the race and you got four candidates trying to, I mean, Trump needs to do more than just win one. But you have Marco Rubio, who I think has a chance to win Hawaii. You have John Kasich, who has a chance to win Michigan. Ted Cruz should win Mississippi. And Idaho.
That's the toss-up?
It's the toss-up. And so there's all this talk that Trump might be fading. Or let's change that. Maybe people are just fed up with Trump. And so they're maybe looking at other options more seriously now. We might know that tonight. If he doesn't do well tonight, it'll be an indicator that this race is going to continue.
Do you think he's taking his foot off the accelerator right now and just cruising for a while to see what's going to happen, what's going to shake out, or is he still full bore?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think there might be a sense of that maybe he's trying to shift and oddly enough try to be a little bit more presidential, but then whenever there's a debate, he throws that out the window.
Yeah.
But I think what he might be, the problem with that kind of mindset is that, he has to get to 1,237 delegates on the Republican side. And he has, and there's all this talk about Rubio should get out, this one should get out.
Right, is it the GOP at all? Are they trying to force one of them out?
No, I think it's foolish to, look, Trump has to accumulate that many delegates to win. And if he doesn't, then it's going to go to a second round of voting at the national convention, which opens the door where anything could happen. And so if you're playing keep away from the front runner, you need a John Kasich to win Michigan, a John Kasich to win Ohio, a Marco Rubio to win Florida and these island territories and states.
Now, a lot of people are saying if Marco Rubio doesn't win Florida, that's a pretty big signal that.
Yeah, and this is like presidential politics is so unique from anything else because all of these contests, it's like each one's like a little gas station. You need to win enough to put some gas in your tank so you can move on and to do it. And so everyone's kind of down on Rubio right now, but he won Puerto Rico. If he could win Hawaii tonight, he can win the Virgin Islands, and I think there's another one, Guam or American Samoa. Which these are weird. I mean, we kind of laugh when we talk about them, but everything's this is all about delegates.
Everything adds up.
Everything adds up, and so he can gain some momentum into Florida, just like Kasich can gain some momentum even with a good second place finish in Michigan tonight.
All right.
I was telling you on the way in, we listen to America in the Morning a lot on 1040. We'll just give them a plug. But
yeah, it's a good show.
It is a good show. And I don't remember who was on this morning, but they were saying that, that Trump could very well lose Florida, could very well lose Ohio, and that then this just kind of keeps everything going, and that those two states are very important.
Yeah.
If he wins those two,
and so as you look at it, Trump needs to capture 54% of every delegate remaining from here on out, including tonight. If he doesn't win Florida and Ohio, that jumps to 64%. And so it becomes a little bit more difficult. And so this is really what this race boils down to is a game of keep away. And while Ted Cruz has emerged as the main opponent to Trump, he hasn't proven himself to be able to win in a big primary state to challenge Trump one-on-one. So Mississippi is important tonight for Cruz. He has to win a southern state primary against Trump. Otherwise, it becomes difficult. And that's why you need Kasich to do well in Michigan and that. I don't think there's one candidate that can rise up and really challenge Trump one-on-one.
So is the goal now for the rest of the candidates beside Trump to keep him from getting to that magic number?
I do. And even, look, I think Kasich and Rubio would admit that that's their strategy. Ted Cruz won't, but I think in the back of their head, I mean, that's the fallback position.
Because if he doesn't get to that number, then it goes.
Yeah, then anything can happen. So the delegates are bound in the first vote. at the national convention. So in Iowa, they're going to have to, Trump gets an allotted and Cruz gets an allotted amount. So they have to stick with those numbers. But then, if it goes, then the delegates are on, every delegate in the convention floor is unbound. So maybe I liked a guy back in February, but then I grew tired of him, right? Those people are all up to grabs. They can do whatever they want.
Interesting.
Really quickly, your opinion on what's happening on the other side of the race.
Yeah, it's interesting. Again, it's this gas station mentality where Bernie Sanders, gets some wins in Kansas and Nebraska, gets enough energy moving where Hillary can't put this away. So the super delegates on the Democrat side, which, let's be honest, the Republican establishment wishes they had today, and I'm glad they don't, but the super delegates really make it difficult for him to climb back into this race. But getting those victories allows him to keep campaigning and to keep moving forward. And so he's preventing Hillary from, just putting this away and
closing the deal
early. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. It's getting more and more interesting.
We'll find out
as we
with
thought it would be.
Super Tuesday 2. We'll see what it
Wonderful.
brings.
Good job, my friend.
Thanks.